So I'm sitting here thinking as I'm driving, excuse my seatbelt thing. For the longest time, I really kept myself in this mode of needing some sort of external validation. And it was familiar. It was that I knew what was going to happen by keeping this connection moving, by keeping the connection open, and there was comfort because I knew what was coming next. And for anybody who has been in a relationship like that and feeling very hard to let go of, I want to validate your experience. This comes to a head when we finally say enough is enough. And for me, that point was very recently, and it has been over 10 years. Over 10 years, actually more than that, over 12 years of really dealing with learning how to know what was going to happen next, learning how to navigate the feelings, and at this point, like, being able to say, I know what you're going to say next. I know which way you're going to spin it next. I know. And that in itself is like comfort. Okay, I know what's coming next, so I can, bar myself against the feelings, against getting hurt. But there's also freedom on the other side. There is a freedom that comes from saying no more. And I know I'm going into the unknown, but those bits and moments of external validation I was getting are not enough. And it's time for the internal validation of, yes, this is what I was feeling. Yes, this is how I am. Yes, this is what I want, even though that is unknown at this moment. The desire that I want is not familiar. It is not something I have done before. And so really sitting with that inside of myself over the last couple of months has been very different of an experience. And it's learning to validate inside, to validate isn't the right word. It is, but it isn't. But it's this internal growth that happens that says, I'm worthy of more. I can be more. I am able to stand in my truth and not be afraid. And this is the point where doing that inner work becomes so important. Is it gonna come back, Theo? This love and trust that comes up from inside that allows my voice to speak in a way that it hasn't spoken before, that allows my light to shine in a way that it hasn't done before. And this is where that work brings me. And so every day I feel like I do a little bit more of this internal work. And it's definitely not a one and done thing, but feeling into that deep knowing that it's all going to send me in the right direction. So my question to you is, have you done some of this work? How do you feel about this work? I did a whole round of it a couple of years ago, and it's like that spiral has come back around every single year. And with this transit of Uranus into Gemini, and like really looking at where Gemini is, what house it's in on your chart, and what other planets does Gemini house. For me, it's my Mars, it's my warrior. And I've been feeling this over the past couple of weeks, where that can cause me to start and stop and start and stop. Because that Gemini energy can be very push-pulley for me. But definitely working through that energy to find my voice, to find my freedom. And it really has come about over these last few weeks of feeling that internally coming up. So where are you holding back on doing the internal work? Where do you need support? Let me know. Drop it below, and let's see what I can create to support you through this content.